what he loves to do and get an education.
Awesome. Awesome. Really amazing. And we're going to talk about his video in a second. And I do believe he can play at a high level. So that brings me kind of to this, your current situation. Can I give you my miniature diagnosis here for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is this. When I look at video, I kind of have to put it into two different categories. Category number one, basically being, do I think that you can play college soccer? That's number one. Number two is, what do college coaches think of your video? So I'm going to share my screen so you can see this. Okay, so the first thing is, format-wise, this is good, but we got to fix a couple things. Like, it doesn't say your GPA or your grad year, which is a pretty big problem, or your GPA rather, but it doesn't say your grad year. 2009, this is what that means, but it has to be very clear.
Okay.
Now, from a soccer perspective, to your mom's point, hold on a second. It's echoing my side. Okay, to your mom's point is, you are good. You're a good soccer player. I think Division I is possible. However, it concerns me. And just to give you an idea, like, we have a student that committed to Duke, and they committed as a 26 as a sophomore. So they're done with the process. So he's a year older than you. And in order to get to that point, by June 15th of his sophomore year, he had like 50 D1 calls. But we were emailing them, and they were, in some cases, illegally responding. So that way that could happen. And Navy, you know, that they're that level. Does that make sense? And so in his case, he was talking to Division III schools, and he was being, and there's only, in your case, if you want to go to Navy, this fall and next fall. By the following fall, you're going to know if you're going to be part of the team or not. So I want you going to getting invites, especially given the level I've seen in your video, ASAP. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So going back to the soccer bit, I'm going, look, I do see the potential for a Division I soccer player, but in my timeline, and mine is not only maybe aggressive, it's realistic if you want to play D1, we're not to where you need to be. I need you on phone calls. I need them to be requesting to come to fall games. This might be the D3 level, you know, within the region. But then we're going to email D1 schools and go, I know you can't respond to me, but here's my video. I know you can't respond to me, but I've had 5 phone calls with D3 schools. Unless you're playing for the national team, that's how you get attention. Okay. Okay. So in saying all of that, the good news is you're a good soccer player. The other piece is we got to fix it. So I would like to show you what I think we should do to fix it. Is that okay? Okay. So quickly, I think I was showing your screen. Right now, you've got like I'm going to show you actually real quick. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So here is your video, your YouTube. Like when I clicked on your YouTube page, this stuff I like is all good. Like I don't know if this is you or something or other, but like this is your YouTube page. So whatever's on here, which is cool, it's got to be soccer kind of specific. Does that make sense? Okay. So I like being normal is like having, like, if this is you doing a talent show, that's fine. You can leave it. That's who you are as a human. But like this one, we might move out of that one, for example. But the biggest thing is, and fitness challenge, all that is awesome. That's human. So, but it's not like, no, we can't be having that. And the point is, mostly this video is way too long, it needs to be split up, and we need way more every touch videos and Instagram, etc. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So that brings us basically to this. When I think we need to solve this, this is kind of my proposal, at least in my head, is the first thing that I think you need to do is, when we're looking, like, particularly in your case, because the good news is I think you can play D1. The bad news is you want to play D1 soccer. And part of my job today is to scare you away from playing college soccer at all. So then you don't have to drive like crazy and your mom can relax and everything else. So it's really cool that you did Maccabi and all that. And I know the coaches, and I did it myself. I played in Israel as a pro for a couple years. But for soccer, college soccer, they don't care, unfortunately. It doesn't have a lot of weight. So in saying that, I got to fix your videos. You guys saw the AI or the email proprietary system where you can send emails to everybody. So that would enable us to like email quickly. We need to pick some ID camps for you, but you're a good player. So I want the D3, the top academic ones, especially because they're the best soccer teams, to know who you are quickly. We have a student who was made an offer to Navy. They decided to go to Air Force in their scenario. But what was particularly strange about Navy, or different than other schools, is obviously the nature of the school itself, but also they have to basically confirm you're taking the right classes like sophomore, junior year. So they want to talk to you about that and go, hey, let me see what you're taking. And if you just email them and say, am I taking the right classes? And they don't care about you, they're not going to spend the time. Does that make sense? So like June 15th, we want them to know who you are and go, hey, like, am I taking the right classes? Because I want to go to Navy. Then the biggest thing is we're going to have a relatively large-ish list of the D3s that are only the better D3 schools, like the top 25 to top 50. And we want a lot of communication with them. Once that kind of begins, which I hope to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because your video is very good, is then I want to start emailing D1s consistently. Hey, I watched your game, Navy. I know you can't respond to me. If Navy truly is your number one school, I would talk about, we would email them and say, I know you're not allowed to respond, Could I come? I'm going to plan to come to the game. I look forward to seeing you there. That's what you do for your top schools. Does that make sense? And that will go a really long way, like a really long way. But we don't want to do that for everybody, right? We have to narrow it down. And, it's possible that they could respond and say, look, I'm not allowed to recruit you, but we would love to see you. And they bold it, we'd love to see you. And that's their way of not breaking the rules, but also communicating, like speaking in code. Does that make sense? Okay. So I guess the first question I have is, has this scared you away, Jacob, to be like, this is a lot of work. I don't want to do this. No. Okay. Then the next thing I think I have to say is academics come first, always. But if you don't like the coach, you're going to be miserable. Would you agree with that? So I'm not saying we're not going to pursue Navy, but let's say you're doing Navy and you speak to the coach and you don't like him. I don't want you to go somewhere you don't like. That would defeat the purpose. So our job right now today, in terms of the scheduling, is basically to go, hey, today it's who likes me for the next month and a half. After that, though, it's who do I like? And this will kind of bounce back and forth. But this is the final piece, which is if you maybe academics come first and your parents and now you agree with that. But I also have to admit, because you're a soccer player, if you don't like it, if you don't like the soccer team, you're going to be miserable. Does that make sense? All right. So the next piece is this. When we're working with students, you've obviously seen other companies, NCSA, Sports Recruits. Have you heard of these before? Okay. So basically the biggest thing that's different is in their world, they think that if they put you on their platform, the coaches will find you. And you play for a well-known club. You probably have Scouting Zone. And they'll come and email you. It's possible. It's happened before in the history of the companies, but I don't like it. And I can tell you, if you ask any Navy included D1 coaches, they don't want those sites. They're not going to go look for you on those sites. They're going to send you mass emails from those sites because they have all your information, and then they'll just email you generically, and they make money, of course. But we want them to see your YouTube page. I like on your YouTube page that in your YouTube, because I was looking at it, I like that this says, this right here says a lot about you as a person, that you are going to do fitness. And this was 4 years ago. This is awesome. They need this level of personality. You have a Barcelona. They clearly can tell you love soccer. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's good, but you can't do that on Scouting Zone or any of those. So that's important. The other thing is I will edit all your videos. They do edit a video, but I'm going to edit all of them. I need you to email from your own account, and this is the only one that exists to do it that quickly. These ones kind of limit your opportunity. They'll talk to you twice a month. I want to talk to you. In fact, in the contract, it will say we must talk to you every week for the first month. It's kind of non-negotiable. And then if it's not working, I will give you your money back. They won't. They'll keep you in the contract. NCSA is notorious for this. I have a lot of people that call me. They're like, hey, we want to work with you, but I can't get out of my contract with NCSA. And I'm like, well, I can't help you with that, unfortunately. So that's they have to decide if they want to forego their deal with them. So with that in mind, I want to ask you, Jacob, does that look like this is the type of help you're looking for? Okay. And then from your mom's perspective, is this also the kind of help you think your son's looking for? Cool. Okay, good. That's the purpose here. So then the last thing is I don't work with that many students. So I want to ask Jacob, why do you think they're a good fit to work with me?
Well, one big thing is that you're Jewish.
Mhm.
So that I feel like that connection just kind of like brings us closer. Even though we've never met in person, that just automatically is like a big green flag for me. Because in the Jewish world, like, you know, we're connected differently than everyone else.
It's true. I agree.
And I wanted to name him Zev, but I chickened out.
Well, I can tell you, I lived in like North Carolina, and I lived in Sweden as a pro, and my name often made things spicy from time to time. So I understand why you wouldn't have. It's very funny. My mother is Susan. My father is Paul. So normal names. My brothers are Zev, Ari, and Noah, which is
My brother's Ari.
okay,
Yeah.
exactly. And to your son's point about being Jewish, I want to just add that there's not as many Jewish athletes, obviously, just traditionally speaking, and you're a very high level. But the main thing is we want you to go to a school where you feel safe because of things that are happening. But then also, you know, I was always kind of told, and I'm 5'6", Jewish and whatnot, that I would never really make it to the next level, and let alone college. And I went on to get a full ride to play D1, and then I played pro for 10 years. And for somebody like yourself who's telling me about your accolades, having gotten to see those personal videos of you, I see a lot of you in myself, and I like what you've said in terms of when I'm looking for a great person to work with us, it's something similar. So I guess I would just ask the same question to your mom. You know, why do you think your son's a good candidate to work with us?
And is when we found you, is that he wanted to find someone that was Jewish randomly, and then we watched a lot of your videos. My question to you is that do you coach him?
Good question. Let's get into that.
Because he wants the connection with you.
It's a very good question. Okay, let's jump into it. Let me show you. The answer is, let me show you.
I know what the answer is, but that's not what I'm looking for.
That's good. Okay. So basically the answer is you will not be talking to me directly every day. You'll be talking to my team, and your team member is not Jewish. Having said that, they've worked with me for a very long time, and I monitor everything. So every email, every list of school, every ID camp, but on the day-to-day, you won't speak to me. You'll be talking to one of my coaches. So on Discord, which I think you guys saw, you're going to be messaging with me. I will be messaging you there as well as your coach. But most of your discussions on the day-to-day are going to be with your coach. The main reason being I used to, of course, not have a team. And I found that for me to write the emails, pick the ID camps, I watch soccer games all the time during the fall season. I couldn't do the job as well as I wanted. So one of my students graduated from working with me, and I told him, hey, could you be my assistant? And he would do the day-to-day things that are relatively mundane. How do you submit your highlight video? You know, this coach asked for a phone call. How do I respond? You know, we have certain things that are kind of over and over again. When it gets complicated, of course, I monitor everything. But the answer to your question is you won't talk directly with me every day. Does that make sense, Jacob? Okay.
How do we get a hold of you?
Sorry, say that one more time.
If we have a question specifically for you, how do we get a hold of you?
If you message me on the Discord, I monitor the whole thing. So I'll just show you what it looks like so you can see. But the answer is you won't be able to book a meeting with me though. The meetings will always happen through your coach. You can message me through the Discord, but you won't be able to meet directly with me.
So this is the only time he will meet with you?
Correct. The main reason being I'm constantly working with him. There are always exceptions, you know, like you'll get recorded videos from me. Like if he asks a question, I'll be like, hey, you got to do this. In the meantime, like for the recent, there's a new NCAA rule that just happened. I'm at a dozen conferences trying to figure out if it's going to go through or not. It's going to affect your son's ability to get a scholarship. Navy, for example, are always thinking about switching to conferences. And also because they're Division I, they're going to cut their roster to 28. I can't do both jobs as efficiently as I need to. So you need me working for you over here, and then you need your coach working with you here. But I am monitoring everything. And you can message me on Discord at any time. And of course, if there's an emergency, you know, I can talk to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I see your mom's face. Is that, I understand it's not exactly what you wanted to hear. And look, if I could talk to you and I thought that was the best way, I would do it. But it just isn't as efficient.
I agree.
What do you think, Mom?
I see both sides.
I
But
understand.
I feel like if he had a question specifically that he should be able to ask you.
Very well said. And he can do that through the Discord. He just won't be able to book a meeting with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be able to like text you.
Okay.
Yeah, here, let me show you an example because you're totally like, look, you watch my videos. I don't disappear. So let me show you. Let me pull it up.
No, I watched your video today on the 5 steps.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah,
No,
that too.
I definitely watched your videos.
No, I so appreciate that. And I wanted to be clear. This is what it will look like. Okay. So your son will have like a channel. It will say his name on it. And he'll be like, at CollegeSoccerGuy. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'll respond. And then that we just go back and forth like that. And then, like I said, he may say to me like, my club coach is being a ding dong or whatever. And I can't explain it. So then I'll send him a voice note. And I'll be like, I need to send you a video, or I need to send you a highlight video. Or maybe in many cases, I'm going to be editing his videos, and I'll be saying, hey, you need to do this next time in your game. So you'll hear from me, but you will talk to your coach 99% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. Okay, and then I know you've seen the video, so I'll just show you the last thing. Is this. Okay, so in your son's case, we talked about the one-on-one meetings. You'll be with your coach and me, and this must happen every week the first month. We will talk to you every week after that also, but like this is mandatory because I need to fix your video and I want to be sending out this big email like by Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. Then the Discord is you message us all the time, as best you can. We will edit all the videos. So let's say you play a full game. Like you mentioned, you went on trial with those other teams in MLS, which is awesome. Let's say you've got video of you playing with college kids during the off season. Give me the video. I will edit together. Does that make sense? Then we will do some game videos. So like I need you to get better at soccer specifically for college. And when I was watching your highlight video, like you're very good, but there are some moments specifically for college coaches. This was the timestamp I had. Specifically for college coaches, like this moment here for me needs to be, this is a minute 17. Like that's a second clip type of deal. You drove, this is amazing. So I need, obviously moments of that are really good, but then there's some other moments where I'm like, hey, in this instance, as from a college coach's perspective, I want to see you drive more. I want to see more moments where you do this, but this like determination is awesome. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the last thing is you get the Google Drive and you saw the system and you guys know what this is since you saw the video. And then if you keep above a 3.5, all of our students have received a minimum of $60,000 and you have a 3.7. So it could be up to $100,000. It depends on the schools. Like Navy, for example, with this new NCAA rule, they have unlimited scholarship now. And they do have, like, because of the nature of Navy, they do have money. Before there was a limit. And for many of these schools, like for my 25s, they're not going to get any scholarship money because there's no money there. Nobody raised enough. By the time they're offering you, they know that they'll have money coming in. So the scholarship is very realistic for you with your GPA. But I want to say that, it takes a lot of work. And in my eyes, we're a little bit behind. Does that make sense? Okay. So then here's the last question for me. I don't work with very many students, as you know. I really liked your reason as to why you fit with me. I do want to work with you. You're not allowed to work with me today. I need you guys to talk it over, think about it. But because of how many students I work with, I have to have an answer by tomorrow. Latest tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow. But to save your spot, I have to take your credit card information basically and go, hey, that tells me you're interested. If you guys, and it won't be billed or anything. And then after that, if you say, hey, we don't want to work with me, then I just delete it and we go our separate ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna talk to I have to think it over, just everything in my head. Is there a way to get a hold of you tomorrow?
Absolutely. I would just say this. If I don't take your card information today, I can't guarantee the spot tomorrow. Not saying it won't be there. It could be there, but we have about 15 calls today, and I'm not going to take all 15 of them.
I understand. understand.
Okay, no
I
worries.
understand.
The last thing is I'll email over everything. If you guys go, hey, we're ready to move forward, there's a contract. And the contract basically says this. If, Jacob, you don't show up to our meetings, we're going to fire you. If your grades drop below a 3.3, we fire you. If you don't give us video, we fire you. And if I don't get you recruited genuinely in 3 months, then I refund you.
Okay.
But technically, are you really going to get him recruited in 3 months as a sophomore?
If I don't do it, that's why I say it. Now, to your point, recruited is not an offer. Okay. I'm saying they're going to like his video. They're going to want to get on phone calls. They want to know more about him. And from Division III schools, if it's not happening in 3 months, then my process will never work and you shouldn't work with me.
Okay. And is it 5,000 or is it for the first 3 months, 1,666?
It's a total of 5 and we split it into 3 payments.
Okay.
And we're with you for life through graduation of college.
And you're going to email it to his email? Is that what you're doing?
I'm going to email it to whichever email you like. The emails I have, I'll show you. The emails that you gave me are Jacob and buyer.bolig. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll email all that to you guys. And we're a lifetime deal. So if your son decides he wants to go to the next level, like one of our students went to Air Force and he now wants to go pro. So that's what we're working on with him. And he has to go to tryouts. You got to get connected to the USL. It's a whole new strategy you have to take on.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect, guys. I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
Thank you for your time, Zev.
You're welcome, guys. Talk soon.
Bye. Bye.
What's up? Josh gone. Can we call? Yeah, click the link in the bio and we can set up a call. Hello all. Hello. Soccer Dad, what's up? Hello, everybody. There you go. Motherfucker. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Shit. Motherfucker. What the fuck is going on, man? Fuck. Okay. Hi, everybody. Give me a second. I gotta fix something real quick. Sorry, guys. I'm busy with something. If you guys, sorry. I can try and answer your questions. Just give me a second. Happy blind. Okay, sorry everybody. I want to be able to focus on the live, and I got distracted, so I have to give you guys a call. I will talk to you. Oh, there's 10 people here. Okay, try my best here. Okay, sorry guys. Can you show us the highlight video? I can't show you when I'm on the call, unfortunately. Is it possible to play college soccer next summer if I start playing college soccer now? Playing. I don't know how old you are, Callum. Sup? Don't worry about women who fart loud. Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, Celine. There's a few people here. I gotta go, guys. I will be back on the live soon, but I gotta go. I'll talk to you soon.